So, the video file for this video corrupted right after I stopped recording. Awesome. But, what I want to talk about in this video is Max Holloway. Talk a bit about the main event of UFC 308. I'm still gonna make my predictions video in the next few days. About the full card in that, but I want to talk about Max Holloway, and you know, it's different when you're talking about an up and comer, say a walking Buckley or a Shavkat or even a Ilia Topuria who is just breaking the UFC, just reaching their stardom. Max Holloway has been to the highest peaks of the sport. He is. He already has one of the greatest resumes of all time. Which people lately have gone back and forth on. You know, is he really the greatest featherweight of all time? Even though he lost those 3 fights to Volkanovski, which I'm gonna go through Max Holloway's uh, career in this video. We'll go through Ilia Topuria, talk about what a win over Ilia means on its own. Um, if Max gets the belt back, what that means. But yeah, for somebody like Max Holloway, though, who is one of the fighters that gets into the UFC really young, you know, most famously we had the Diaz brothers. They were in the UFC when they were teenagers. I think Max Holloway got in when he was like 18 or 19, and he he has always been a talented fighter. Okay, here I'll pull up his resume quickly. And of course this doesn't work. There we go. Um, so when you look at Max Holloway's career, he started in X1. Um, he he started off on a 4 fight win streak, got to the UFC, and he lost his very first fight to Dustin Poirier by a triangle armbar, which when you look back on that loss, it's not a bad loss, right? Um, Dustin Poirier would later go on to be a multiple time title challenger, a interim champ, which he won over Max Holloway. We'll get to that. But yeah, after that fight, you look at this unanimous decision against Pat Shilling, TKO in the second round against Justin Lawrence, split decision against Leonard Garcia. Then he had a split decision loss against Dennis Bermudez. Uh, Lost a unanimous decision to Conor McGregor, which, just like the Dustin Poirier loss, aged to be a acceptable loss. Only the biggest star of the sport, right? Um, then after that Conor fight, though, is when he really got into his stride. And the thing is that this is prime Max, but he could be hitting an entirely different prime, which he kind of already has been on. We'll get to that soon. Where you look at this, TKO in the second round against Will Chop, third round submission against Andre Freeway, third round TKO against Clay Collard, first round knockout against Akira Kurosani, unanimous decision against Cole Miller, third round guillotine against Cup Swanson, who is a UFC legend, TKO esophagus injury against Charles Oliveira. That is one of the most badass ways you can win a fight. But yeah, that sucked for Charles Oliveira. I haven't watched that fight in years. I should go watch that fight. Anyways, he beat Jeremy Stevens, who Jeremy Stevens infamously tried to beef with Conor McGregor, and that's how the who the fuck is that guy meme came to be. And then he beat Ricardo Ramos by unanimous decision. TKO'd Anthony Pettis, who Anthony Pettis was another big star, like another big name, fan favorite. I I'm pretty sure he came from WEC. Yeah, him and his brother. Um, yeah, it should be WEC. I think, yeah. Anyways, after that, you have the two Jose Aldo fights where he TKO'd Aldo twice back to back in the third round. Jose Aldo, again, you look at what he's doing now. Outside of being fucking absolutely robbed by Mario Batista, one of the worst fighters on the roster. Not really. Whenever he fights, he is unbelievable. But yeah, these back-to-back wins against Jose Aldo were right after the Aldo McGregor card, Aldo McGregor fights, right? This was like a year and a half later, yeah. But he beat Aldo twice. He battered Brian Ortega. Like, if you've seen pictures of Ortega or if you watch his fight live, um, he demolished Brian Ortega, won by Dr. Strawberry Joe. What the? Yeah. And then he went up, like I alluded to before, he went up to challenge for an interim title against Dustin Poirier. Lost a 5-round unanimous decision. Really good fight, though. Then he went back to featherweight, beat Frankie Edgar, who, yeah, that was Frankie Edgar, way past his prime. But it's still a good win to have. Then he lost to Volk in the first fight by unanimous decision. Second fight he lost. A lot of people thought he won, including me. A lot of people thought that, not a lot, but a few people thought he won the first fight. But the second fight had a lot of controversy. After that, though, we've seen it a lot now. Like when a title holder who held the belt for uh, a good amount of time, who had a bunch of good defenses like Max Holloway, usually they either retire or they fall off. But the thing with Max is that after this Volkanovski loss, I think he said that he quit sparring or, doesn't spar as much. But these wins right here, Calvin Kattar, he dominated that fight. Same with the Yair Rodriguez fight. Oh, it's like every video I get indigested. This is fucking brutal. Alright. Anyways, after that, the performance against Yair Rodriguez, oh my god, it's back. Yeah, he got the third fight with Volkanovski, where Volkanovski won by unanimous decision. But yeah, these fights with Volk were somewhat like it was probably the most competitive trilogy of fights I've ever seen. Like when you look at like all-time title trilogies, I think number one you have to go with Kane and JDS. Which by the way, if you haven't watched those fights, dear God, Cain Velasquez in his prime or something different. But anyways, he lost the fight to Volkanovski, which pretty much made it so he'll never challenge for the title as long as Volk was champion. After that, though, unanimous decision against Arnold Allen. He knocked out Korean Zombie in his retirement fight, and then obviously, he had that phenomenal performance against Justin Gaethje in his last fight at UFC 300. Um, did his famous point to the ground, knocked out Gaethje in the last second, which made him, for a good month or so, the number one contender at featherweight and lightweight, which I feel like if he goes up to lightweight now, he'll get a title shot. Unless they do like a BMF title fight, say against Poirier, maybe a rematch against Gaethje. But yeah, like if you add Ilia Topuria to that, this is this is by far one of the greatest careers in MMA history. But I feel like if he beats Topuria, the argument for Holloway being the GOAT is really there. But like you look at Ilia Topuria, who's 27, undefeated. He finishes most of his fights. You look at his rise. First round submission triangle choke. First round rear naked choke. First round rear naked choke. Second round guillotine choke. First round guillotine choke. Anaconda choke. Straight on triangle straight arm bar. Then knockout. Makes it to the UFC. Wins a unanimous decision over Yusuf Zalal. Knocks out Damon Jackson in the first round, knocks out Ryan Hall in the first round, knocks out Jai Herbert in the second round, submits Bryce Mitchell in the second round, beats Josh Emmett in a unanimous decision, which is a really good fight, and then obviously he knocked out Volkanovski at UFC 298 after Volkanovski just got knocked out by Islam Makhachev. Yeah. See, with this fight though, like, I'm picking Max to win, right? I'll get into that more in my prediction video, which will be out the next day or so. But, let's say if Max can go out there and beat Ilia Topuria, if he can finish him, I feel like that right there would kind of just cement him as the greatest. The UFC would probably want to do that fourth fight with Volk, but yeah, like the thing with Holloway, like I said earlier, like most guys that lose their titles say an Israel Adesanya, even when Izzy did look good in the Drakers fight. You look at Usman, really Tyron Woodley. Like, it's like they lose their title and fall off a cliff. And maybe it's easier in Max Holloway's case because he was such a young champion. But yeah, I feel like a win here makes him the featherweight GOAT. And then that begs the question, like, okay, Diego Lopez without a doubt gets the next title shot at featherweight. I don't think anybody would dispute that. Like, the performances that Diego Lopez has put on lately are fucking insane, right? But I mean, that's what featherweight is right now. Featherweight is just literally a 15 of the scariest fighters you could possibly think of are in featherweight right now. But yeah, that's all I got. Let me know in the comments. What do you think a win over Ilia Topuria would do for Max Holloway's career? Give me your predictions. Stay tuned for my predictions. And yeah, hopefully I can get my Chris Sandberg video back. I doubt I will though. I doubt I will. Okay. If you made it to the end of the video, I'm gonna go on a quick rant here and then I'll end the video. So, I've done numerous videos on these DAZN fights, whether it was the Jake Paul Nick Diaz fight, whether it was the Fury and Usyk fight, like every single one of my videos I've done on them has gotten a copyright strike, and it doesn't matter if I don't. It could be an article, it could be a video, it could be fucking anything. But I did put rang my appeal in this morning. I'll keep you updated on that one. But if that video doesn't go up, I guess I'm not gonna redo the video. Chris Cyborg pretty much looked phenomenal in that fight, right? You know, you can say what you want about her steroid pops and you know all that stuff. Cyborg legitimately is like second greatest woman fighter ever. Again, steroids might push her out of that, but like when you look at her career, Nunes is the only one that beat her really. Apart from losing a fight earlier in her career, I think. But yeah, like an N2 in that fight, she adopted like a really wrestling dominant. She's been doing it in all of her fights, but ever since I Nunes fight, she's in so much more technical. But I don't know. Maybe I can get that fight, that video back. Who knows? But thanks for watching, and yeah, later.